So how many of you have ever heard the song, This Little Light of Mine? And how many of you have ever heard the song, let me see, what else do I want to do? Glory, Glory, Hallelujah. Yeah, sort of, kind of. You're going to know it in 2 seconds, okay? So what I'd really like to do is to actually divide you up. But I'm going to go through both songs once, and then one song here and the other song here, all at the same time, okay? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Well, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. That was great. Glory, glory, hallelujah, since I lay my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah, since I lay my burden down. Okay? Everybody's got a part? Okay. We're going to start over here. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Well, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it keep that up. Here we go. And glory, glory, hallelujah, since I lay my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah, since I lay my burden down. One more time. Glory, glory, hallelujah, since I lay my burden down. Oh, glory, glory, hallelujah, since I lay my burden down. Give yourselves a huge hand. Now, how many of you are sitting next to somebody you don't know? Fabulous. Fabulous. And I ask that because songs have a way of pulling us together instantly. Yes? We used to sing together all the time. We sang in school, we sang in scouts, we sang at camp, we sang in our congregations, at church or in synagogues. We sang in union meetings. Were there union meetings? Yes, there were union meetings. We sang at hootenannies, at rock concerts. We sang in bars. We sang everywhere we possibly could sing together in groups. And it was a powerful, fun thing. Last night I saw something amazing and moving. Last night, in the midst of trying to grapple with what had happened in Paris, the people in the arena began to sing their national anthem. It was so powerful. What was powerful about it was that it mustered all of their courage to do it. It brought all of their humanity, all of their intention to that moment and to that space, and blessed that entire country. I think we would really do well to sing more often together. So I'm going to talk about that just a little bit, and I hope that we'll have a chance to do a little bit more before all of my time runs out. I would like to say to you that there is a wonderful composer, musician named Quincy Jones, okay? And Quincy Jones wrote this lyric. He said, "What good is a song if it doesn't inspire? And if it has no message to bring? If a song can take you higher, 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 well, then it's not good enough to sing." Songs have intention in themselves, but when we sing them together, we define who we are. We tell our own stories. we actually talk about the things that motivate and identify us. We share a common bond in that moment, even with people that you don't know, people you've never met. Our voices activate every cell in our bodies. Yes. And so running that vibration through our bodies changes us, usually for the better. I've not heard the contrary. So usually for the better. And when we are all singing together, not only are we running sound through our own bodies, we are sharing sound with everybody else. We are creating something so powerful. Most people will stop to listen. We know that because we sang all the way through every major movement in this country. The civil rights movement, I think, was the crowning glory of people coming together and singing together. Yes? Yes. Okay. So not only would we sing because we wanted to let people know what our issues were, we wanted to protect ourselves. And we knew that if we bonded together and held hands in this way and moved our voices forward, that in fact, the people who heard that sound would be transformed in some way. I think about that a lot. When I saw the movie Selma, it reminded me that the police who were at the bottom of the bridge had no idea how many people were crossing that bridge because the sound went out before they did. And so when you think about that kind of galvanizing power, when you think about that kind of mass of humanity saying, these are the things that we want, we ain't scared of your jails. We want this. We will do X. It's a very powerful statement. And so it makes people stop and listen, which is a great thing. How many of you sing in any kind of an organization? Well, that's good. And I'd like to see you all raise your hands the next time because you just made a choir here. Don't lose that thought. Now, I began to realize that there was not the kind of singing going on that used to go on in our society. When did I begin to notice that? During the Occupy movement. How many of you sang songs as part of the Occupy movement? Anybody? Oh, thank you. Glad to see your hand go up. I also realized that when people called and asked me if I would go to Trinity Church in New York City to lead songs and to teach songs that could be sung in the movement, something was strange about that. I live in Washington, D.C. And so going to New York to do that felt like something very, very strange. I also realized that I have not heard people singing together during the Black Lives Matter. I've not heard it. In the largest demonstration that was held almost a year ago now, there was no singing, except by one voice who came at the end and sang a cappella and sang a song that nobody knew. And so they could not join. And so this is of concern to me because it feels as if a portion of our humanity has just been pushed to the side. I realize that my generation was still a singing generation. We had all kinds of songs, and we sang them whenever we had a chance. But I don't know if we're passing them on to the younger generations. I don't know whether we are inviting you to sing with us so that you have a battery of songs that you can take with you wherever you go. That concerns me. It concerns me also that I think that part of the dilemma is that we are being seduced by technology. And so part of our humanity winds up in our thumbs as we text across the dining room table and don't look at the person we're texting to. That we are using our technology to communicate over long distances, to send messages to large numbers of people, but we don't acknowledge each other as human beings in the same room. I think that that is a problem, and I'd like to see us find all kinds of ways. Singing is just one, but it's a fun one. I'd like to see us find ways to deal with including and remembering and practicing our humanness. Our voices say so much about who we are. Our voices carry our sorrow. It carries our celebration. It carries our cultural identity. And every culture that has come to this country has brought their group singing with them. But the longer they stay, the farther away it gets. We have to change that. We have to bring singing back to the now, singing in groups back to the now. And so I say to you, if you've texted the same person in the last few minutes 5 or more times, just pick up the phone. If you want to eliminate your self-consciousness, bond with a group of people, whether you know them or you don't know them, because it is the easiest way of making that connection. I'd like to do a little recap, but this side of the group is going to sing Let Your Little Light Shine, or This Little Light of Mine, excuse me. Are you ready? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, harmony, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, well, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Glory, glory. Oh, they like it. They like it. Okay, give them a chance. Here we go. Glory, glory, hallelujah, since I lay my burden down. Oh, glory, glory, hallelujah, since I lay my burden down. Here we go. Well, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Well, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. One more time, okay? Here we go. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Thank you.